Nation, I found a ton of decent books at the Dollar Tree. So they were all $1.25. I am telling you, every once in a while, poke your head over there because you might find decent books. So that's what today's video is. It's a little Dollar Tree haul. I kind of broke my no spend, low spend lately, but whatever. I've done really good, so I'm giving myself a little bit of time to be a freak and spend a little bit of money. And this was the dollar store haul, so this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books, 10 books. Okay, before we get into the books, you know the drill, you know the deal. We gotta do some channel maintenance, some channel hygiene. So, if you're new here, welcome to my nonsense. If you're old here, welcome back. Oh, geez, if you're new here, please consider hitting subscribe. Please consider hitting subscribe. Hit the like if you like. Leave a comment. It can be anything related to the video. It could just be a hello, a few emojis, whatever, as long as it's cool and respectful. Hit the notification bell. As always, I will link my tip jars down yonder in the description box. No pressure whatsoever, but every dollar or two helps. That is what allows me to continue to make content. Also, you are invited to my Patreon. I know not everybody can come, but you can't say you weren't invited. The link to my Patreon is down below, and I post a lot over there. I also opened up YouTube memberships. You can join by clicking the join button below, and that is content that is exclusive to YouTube memberships. If you like book stuff, Patreon and YouTube membership have a lot of like what I'm reading, spoilers sometimes, or what I'm currently reading, stuff like that. Okay, let's do this. So, Haven by Emma Donoghue. I'm actually reading an Emma Donoghue book right now that I had to do a spoiler on because, man, it is nuts. I only have 60 pages left. I'm a big Emma Donoghue fan. She also wrote Room, which was turned into a movie with Brie Larson. And then Slammerkin is the book that I'm reading right now. Slammerkin. It's nuts. It is freaking nuts. But this one is called Haven by Emma Donoghue. I should probably check out The Pull of the Stars too. I want to read her whole log. This one looks like it might be historical fiction. I can't remember. It combines pressure cooking, intensity, and radical isolation to a stunning effect. And there's some praise on the back. It says, in 17th century Ireland, a scholar priest named Art has a dream in which God tells him to leave the sinful world behind. With two monks, young Trian, and old Cormac, he rows down the river Shannon in search of an isolated spot in which to found a monastery. Drifting out to the Atlantic, the three men find an impossibly steep bare island known today as Skellig Michael. In such a place, what will survival mean? And originally in Canada, this book was $23.99. No, $32.99. And I got it for $1.25 US. So, on the back it says, combines pressure cooking intensity. Oh, we read that. A patient, thoughtful novel with much to say and about spirituality, hope, and human failure, and about the miracle of mercy. What year was this? 17th century. So I have finally cracked into some historical fiction that I liked, so I think I can continue on the path of historical fiction now. Like, I needed that crossover book, and that is Slammerkin. That sex, a mind unraveling in the wake of tragedy. The Survivors reveals the ways in which our deepest loyalties leave us open to our greatest betrayals. A lyrical novel of psychological suspense, simply written, powerfully rendered, excruciatingly effective. Hey, you want an unpopular opinion? Brilliant, haunting, unforgettable, says Frederick Bachman. Everybody loves Frederick Bachman except me. I swear. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's me. At this point, it's just me. So I don't know why I cannot enjoy a Frederick Bachman book. Okay. This one is called The Dance Tree. It's another historical fiction by Kieran Millwood Hargrave. We've got the praise on the back. And then this would have been $27 US. Originally, in this gripping historical novel, an internationally best-selling author of The Mercies weaves a spellbinding tale of fear, transformation, courage, and love in 16th century France. Now, this is kind of based on something that really happened, but I'm not versed enough to tell you what really happened, but some kind of event similar to this really did happen a long, long time ago. Strasbourg, 1518. In the height of summer, a lone woman begins to dance in the city square. She dances for days without rest, and when hundreds of other women join her, the city council declares a state of emergency. Musicians will be brought to play the devil out of the mob. At the city's boundary, pregnant Lisbeth lives with her husband and her mother-in-law, tending to the beasts that are the family's livelihood. Her quiet life is upended by the return of her sister-in-law, Neth, from 7 years in the mountains, where she was paying penance for a crime no one will name. As the city buckles under the beat of 1,000 feet, Lisbeth becomes caught in the dangerous web of deceit and clandestine passion. Set in an era of superstition, hysteria, and extraordinary change, and inspired by true events, The Dance Tree is an impassioned story of family secrets, forbidden love, and women pushed to the edge. Don't push me, 'cause I'm close to the edge. So yeah, some town, I think in France, like it says, one woman started dancing, and just everybody started dancing, and they just danced till they, I think until they deceased, I think. The Dance Tree is a feat of tenderness and strength. Each page of Hargrave's luminous prose reminded me of candles in a cathedral. Here is something defiantly brilliant, bright amidst the darkness. Here is a tale not only rich with history, but hallowed in its hope and haunting in its grief, extraordinary. Another historical, The Foundling. This is the 20s. I do have a thing for the 20s. This is The Foundling by Ann Leary. Mary Ankle has landed a rare job opportunity for a young woman in 1927, a coveted secretarial position with room and board at a highly esteemed Pennsylvania institution, the Nettleton State Village for feeble-minded women of childbearing age. The titles they gave these places back then. Mary is immediately in awe of her employer, brilliant, charming Dr. Agnes Vogel. Dr. Vogel has been the only woman in her class in medical school. As a young psychiatrist, she was an outspoken crusader for women's suffrage. Now Dr. Vogel runs one of the largest and most self-sufficient public asylums for women in the country. Mary admires how dedicated the doctor is to the poor and vulnerable women under her care. Soon after she's hired, Mary learns that a girl from her childhood orphanage is one of the inmates. Mary remembers Lillian as a beautiful, free spirit that was sometimes fiery and unpredictable temperament, but she'd never considered her feeble-minded. Quite the opposite, Lillian had devised wonderful schemes and that eluded the strictest nuns at the orphan home. Now Lillian begs to help her escape, claiming the asylum is not what it seems, leaving Mary a terrible choice. Should she trust her friend with whom she wise, benevolent Dr. Vogel, who has high hopes for Mary's future. Mary's decision triggers a stunning sequence of events with life-altering consequences for all. Inspired by a true story about the author's grandmother, the foundling offers a rare look at a shocking chapter of Is this a movie? I feel like I've heard of this as a movie. Oh, my neck. It will have you on the edge of your seat right up to the last page, so I'm geeked about this one. I've read this one, but I want to read it again. And I wanted to own it. And that is, Who is Maud Dixon? Who is Maud Dixon? By Alexandra Andrews. Dark comedy meets twisty thriller couldn't be more fun. Florence Darrow is an ambitious young woman who moves to New York City with dreams of becoming a famous writer. When she stumbles into a job as the assistant to the brilliant, enigmatic novelist known as Maud Dixon, whose true identity is a secret, it appears that the universe is finally providing Florence's big chance. The arrangement seems perfect. Maud Dixon, whose real name Florence discovers is Helen Wilcox, can be prickly, but she is full of pointed wisdom, not only about how to write, but also on how to live. Florence quickly falls under Helen's spell and eagerly accompanies her to Morocco, where Helen's new novel is set. But amid the colorful streets of Marrakesh and the windswept beaches of the coast, Florence starts to wonder, instead of hiding in Helen's shadow, why not upgrade into Helen's life? Not to mention her best-selling pseudonym. Taut, twisty, and viciously entertaining, Who is Maud Dixon is a stylish psychological thriller about how far into the darkness you're willing to go to claim the life you've always wanted. Who is Maud Dixon? Okay, two more. This one is The Girl Who Fell from the Sky. And the praise is on the back, so the blurb must be... Was there no blurb? There wasn't a blurb. I think I had to look this one up. So I cannot tell you what this one is about right now. But it's got pop your head over at the Dollar Tree books every once in a while. Sometimes